Emma Walker, born on March 20th, 2000, was an incredibly beautiful teenage girl from Knoxville, Tennessee. Her parents, Jill and Mark Walker, raised her alongside her younger brother, Evan. Emma was known for being exceptionally kind, friendly, and loved by everyone. Those who didn't know her often assumed she was just a beautiful, blonde, and conceited girl. But after meeting and talking with her, they realized she was one of the kindest people they had ever met. Emma's dream was to become a neonatal nurse, specializing in caring for newborns in the intensive care unit. Emma frequently volunteered at an animal rescue center. She was also passionate about dancing and being a cheerleader. In 2014, Emma started high school at Central High School. To everyone's surprise, she was the only sophomore to make the school's cheerleading team. Through her involvement in cheerleading, Emma met Riley, a senior at the same school. Riley, 2 years older than Emma, was a well-known football player on the school's team. Riley was a model student, actively participated in church activities, and was a humorous, intelligent young man who enjoyed playing video games. Friends often described Riley as a nerd who loved Star Wars and playing football. Emma quickly developed a crush on Riley, but at the time, Riley already had a girlfriend. Initially, they talked as friends, but soon after, Riley broke up with his girlfriend to date Emma. Riley and Emma became the most popular couple in school, embodying the classic high school love story of the star athlete and the beautiful cheerleader. Emma's parents, Jill and Mark Walker, initially thought Riley was a good match for their daughter. Riley often came over for dinner and appeared charming and polite. However, Emma's friends and family began noticing troubling signs. The first red flag was that, despite breaking up with his ex-girlfriend, Riley agreed to take her to the senior prom instead of Emma, which worried Emma's parents that she might get hurt. However, Emma brushed it off, saying she was fine. It's unclear whether Emma was truly okay, but Riley's darker side became increasingly apparent. He was extremely controlling and possessive of Emma. Gradually, Emma had to seek his permission for everything: where she went, who she met, and what she did. The two frequently got into heated arguments. Their seemingly perfect relationship didn't last long, as they began breaking up repeatedly. Riley became increasingly withdrawn and isolated, with no friends except Emma, and he wanted her to be the same. Emma's friends noted that Riley's need to possess and control her was obsessive. He would fly into a rage if Emma wore an outfit he didn't approve of. Riley also frequently showed up at Emma's workplace, waiting outside for hours. Whenever Emma hung out with friends, Riley would incessantly call and text her. He didn't trust Emma and always needed to know where she was, what she was doing, and who she was with. In short, Riley was the textbook example of a toxic boyfriend that every woman should avoid. These were clear signs of an unhealthy relationship, especially for one in high school. People noticed Emma changing. She was no longer the carefree, joyful girl she once was. She tried to break up with Riley multiple times, but was unsuccessful. Riley was emotionally unstable, alternating between angrily cursing Emma and crying, begging her to stay. He sent her abusive messages like, "I hate you," and "You're dead to me." Emma's parents once saw these messages and, like any concerned parents, were deeply worried. They immediately banned Riley from their home and confiscated Emma's phone to prevent contact with him. However, Riley secretly gave Emma an iPad to stay in touch. Time passed, and Riley eventually graduated high school and enrolled at Maryville College, about a half-hour drive from Emma's house. Her parents were relieved, hoping the distance would help Emma end the toxic relationship. However, Emma and Riley decided to continue dating even after he went to college. Emma's parents felt helpless, but did everything they could to protect her, restricting her from leaving the house except for school or cheerleading practice. After a while, Emma seemed to regain her happiness and vibrancy. Unbeknownst to them, this was a facade. Emma was still in contact with Riley. Just before Thanksgiving, in 2016, Emma discovered flirty messages Riley had sent to girls at his college. Feeling betrayed and furious, she realized that while Riley was irrationally jealous of her, he was the one being unfaithful. This time, Emma was determined to end things for good. However, it wasn't easy. Riley threatened that he couldn't live without her and did everything to hold on to her. But Emma stood firm, resolute in ending the toxic relationship. On November 18th, just weeks after their breakup, Emma attended a party at a friend's house. Around 11:30 p.m., she received anonymous text messages saying, "Get your keys. Go to your car alone. The person you love is in my hands. If you don't comply, they'll suffer." Terrified, Emma showed the messages to her friends. They calmed her down and went outside with her to investigate. They found a man lying face down near a bush in front of the house. It was Riley. Riley woke up, acting confused, claiming he had been kidnapped, knocked unconscious, and driven to the location. No one, including Emma, believed his far-fetched story. Emma's mind was in turmoil, torn between fear and frustration, wishing Riley would leave her alone. The next morning, November 19th, at 10:15 a.m., Emma saw a stranger in black clothing and a mask lurking outside her house. He approached the door and repeatedly rang the doorbell, terrifying her. Emma was home alone, as her parents were at work. In a panic, she reached out to the only person she could think of, Riley. She texted him, "I hate you, but I need you right now." Riley responded immediately, "I'm coming. Wait for me." True to his word, he arrived quickly to comfort her. When Emma's mother returned home and saw Riley there, she was furious and demanded he leave. The following day, Sunday, November 20th, Emma's parents drove her to school to ensure her safety. Despite bracing for more chaos, nothing happened. That evening, Emma said goodnight to her parents and went to bed. It was the last time they saw her alive. Around midnight, Emma's parents were awakened by a loud noise, like a door slamming. Before they could process it, they rushed to check on Emma and Evan. In Emma's room, she appeared to be sleeping peacefully. Evan was also fast asleep. After checking the house and finding nothing unusual, they went back to bed, assuming the noise came from somewhere nearby. The next morning, around 6 a.m., The Walkers woke up to start their day. Everything seemed normal until Jill went to wake Emma for school. Emma, usually punctual, didn't stir. When Jill pulled back the blanket, she was met with a horrifying sight. Emma was dead. The unimaginable pain and panic Emma's parents felt upon discovering their daughter's lifeless body is indescribable. They frantically called 911.
Where is your emergency?
Jill Walker!
What's going on there?
I just tried to wake up my daughter for school, and she has no pulse.
How old is she?
She's 16.
You said that she's non-responsive?
Yeah.
Police and paramedics arrived quickly. Initially, investigators thought Emma might have died from an illness. There were no signs of a break-in, and Emma's room showed no signs of a struggle. However, upon closer inspection, the forensic team found a small bloodstain on her pillow and noticed a tiny hole in the wall. Near it was another hole. It became clear that 2 bullets had been fired through the wall into Emma's bed. Emma had been killed by a single gunshot to the head. The police believe the shooter never entered the house, firing through the wall while Emma slept. The perpetrator had to have known the exact location of Emma's bedroom and her bed. Police began questioning Emma's family and friends for clues. All suspicion fell on Riley. Meanwhile, Riley was posting on Facebook about Emma's death. "Rest in peace, my love. I'll love you forever and always." Despite Riley's public displays of grief, police brought him in for questioning. Riley claimed Emma had blocked his number the night she died, after they argued over the phone. He said he cried alone in his car for hours before going to sleep. Strangely, during the interrogation, Riley never referred to Emma by name, only calling her that girl, which raised suspicions due to his cold and detached demeanor. However, the police lacked sufficient evidence to charge him at the time. That changed when Alex and Noah, 2 of Riley's friends, approached the police. They revealed Riley's disturbing behavior since the breakup. On November 19th, the day after the bizarre kidnapping incident, Riley stole a gun from his grandfather, claiming he needed it for self-protection. He later asked Noah how to remove fingerprints from a gun and asked Alex and Noah to help him dispose of it. Riley claimed he had no involvement in Emma's death, but wanted to throw the gun into a river to avoid being unfairly accused if police found out about it.
I told you someone told us that they saw you with a gun. What did you think about that?
I would wonder who said that and where they saw me with a gun.
Alex McCarty said that you showed him a handgun. Where is the gun?
I did not know.
You understand that for us? Alex has no reason to lie about something like that.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I don't know where it's at.
He said that you showed him the gun. You told him that you had it, and you told him that you got it from your granddad.
Don't have the gun. I don't know why he would say that.
Did you ever remember having a conversation with Noah about getting fingerprints off the gun? How do you get fingerprints off the gun?
No.
Riley was a poor liar, and his childish schemes didn't fool anyone. Alex and Noah, suspicious of Riley, agreed to cooperate with the police. The next day, they went to Riley's house to play video games, acting casual to avoid arousing suspicion. Unbeknownst to Riley, they were wearing hidden microphones and a camera. As planned, the conversation turned to Emma. Riley denied involvement, and Alex and Noah pretended to believe him. Riley asked them to lie to the police, claiming they were under the influence when they gave their initial statements. Alex and Noah played along, gaining Riley's trust.
I don't know who shot him. I put that on my life. I wouldn't lie to you right here, right now. I don't know who did. I would never hurt her a day in my life.
Riley then asked them to accompany him to the Tennessee River to dispose of the gun. They agreed, and the three drove to a parking lot near the riverbank with a black trash bag. Riley, wearing gloves, carefully handled the bag. At that moment, police swooped in and caught him red-handed. Riley was stunned when he saw the police.
Everybody put your hands out of the vehicle now!
Oh my God,
Leave your hands out of the vehicle!
Inside the trash bag, they found the murder weapon, gloves, and black clothing matching what the mysterious figure outside Emma's house had worn. No one was surprised when police confirmed Riley as Emma's killer. Riley had staged his own kidnapping to manipulate Emma into feeling sympathy and returning to him. When that failed, he dressed in black and stalked her house to scare her, hoping she'd turn to him for protection. In May 2018, Riley's trial began. His defense attorney argued it wasn't premeditated murder, but a spontaneous act. Riley never admitted to intentionally killing Emma, claiming he didn't know a bullet could penetrate the wall and kill her. He said he only meant to scare her into seeking his protection. However, the prosecution argued Riley knew exactly where Emma's bed was and deliberately fired 2 shots at it, not randomly to intimidate her. On May 8th, 2018, Riley Gaul was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to 50 years in prison. Many believe this is one of countless cases of emotional abuse and manipulation that happen daily around us. Everyone, regardless of gender, must recognize the warning signs of a toxic relationship. ... The most obvious sign is control. When your partner sets rules you must follow, demands you report your whereabouts, and approves what you wear or who you spend time with. The second sign is isolation, gradually cutting you off from social connections until your partner becomes your sole support. The third sign is constant criticism, dismissing your feelings, making you feel bad about yourself, and causing you to doubt your judgment. The fourth sign is when your partner threatens to harm themselves if you leave, claiming they can't live without you. These individuals are often narcissistic and toxic, mistaking their self-love for love for you. Deep down, they are insecure, but outwardly, they may seem charming, romantic, and passionate. Yet, the longer you stay, the more exhausted and tormented you feel, often without understanding why. People experience and define love differently, but one thing is certain. True love nurtures you, making you love yourself, your partner, and life more. True love doesn't cause you pain. I hope this translation meets your needs. Let me know if you need further assistance.